Hey guys, Colin here at the Deep Tissue Massage Center. I'd like to give you an exercise to help with your lateral hip stabilizers, your glute medius, your glute minimus, and help you to be able to slowly balance on one foot. Remember, when you're walking, 60% of the time you're on one leg balancing as you're swinging the weight through in order to put that foot down. So if you don't have good balance on one leg, it means you don't have good pelvic stability here, and it means you're falling into your next step, which is not ideal, and your foot's gonna hit the ground. That's a lot of impact to come up through your body and absorb. So we wanna teach you how to do this in a way where you're more controlled and more measured. So what I'm gonna have you do is stand with your feet a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. I'll step back a little bit more so you can see this. Weight evenly distributed on both feet. I want you to feel for 3 points of contact with the ground on each feet. The base of the heel here, base of the little toe, and base of the big toe. So I want you to make contact with all 3 points. Feel that in both feet. And what we're gonna slowly do is I'm gonna slowly shift my hips over one leg. And I'm gonna do that by pushing off the big toe, or the toes in general, especially the big toe, of one leg as I shift my weight over more above the other leg. Now here's the thing about it. As I do this shift, I'm not doing this. I'm not bending at the waist and trying to center all my body weight over one leg. What I am doing is trying to keep this line parallel, the line of my hips, and shift my weight over and see if I can then balance on this one leg. Now you have this leg here, so you maybe have 70% of your weight on this leg, on the supporting leg, maybe 80%. But you have this leg here still to help you balance, especially if you tend to rock side to side. Now, hanging out in that position, make contact with those 3 points on the bottom of your feet. Really feel that. Watch for the tendency to want to grip with your toes. Let your toes relax. Try and let your arch relax in this position. And also, again, make sure that this pelvis is nice and level. You're gonna hang out here for about 30 seconds. If you start to feel too much burning in through the outside of the hip here, you can do this for lesser time. So you be the judge of that. Now, we can make this progressively more difficult by simply going from being in this position to then me shifting my foot to the midline between where my 2 feet were. So if I bring it to the midline here, well, now I still have support of this leg, but I'm not able to lean quite as far to this side. But the same rules apply. No gripping with the toes, trying to let the arch relax, make contact with those 3 points on your foot, and keep the pelvis level. Then you could hang out here for 30 seconds. Each stage, you want to make sure you get to the point where you're comfortable being able to do that. You don't want it to be a strain and then you're suddenly pushing to the next level. So the last part is literally bring the other foot up so that you just have the ball of the foot on the ground there, right next to the other foot. You still have some help with support if balance is an issue. But again, you're tuning in those 3 points of contact, keeping the pelvis level, not gripping with your toes, trying to let your foot relax and let your hip relax a little bit too, while still keeping this pelvis nice and level. 30 seconds in those positions. Choose one, the difficulty that works for you. Hold it for 30 seconds. Try it on the other side as well. And this is a nice gradual way to start to wake up some of these hip stabilizers that can help you a lot.